Alrighty. You don't have to build a car to drive a car. This is why I absolutely love my reaction to Victoria's Yum. I do. It cuts through so much crap. Because you're either going to be hypnotized by the middle, or you're going to make it all about, well, do what I do. I make it all about me. Mr. 2020 coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. The Neville Goddard Podcast, sponsored by FreeNeville.com. It's all about me. This is how you get out of the middle muddle. It's all about me. Happy, loving husband. It's not about Victoria. It's not about what Victoria does or didn't do. It's all about me. What's my reaction to Victoria's yum? Happy, loving husband wants her yum. Happy, loving husband wants her happy. So I imagine her in the garden, happy. You see, when most people were panicking about the loogie, see, this is how it goes. Ready? The loogie's a middle, the lockdowns are a middle, the masks are a middle, the news is a middle. See, whenever the loogie's over and the lockdowns have ended and when the news quits contaminating my state, then I'll be able to imagine lovingly, Mr. 20. Coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. You see, if you look at the photos of our garden over the past 2 years, by the way, if you look at it over the past 10 years, I showed up about 10 years ago. We've totally transformed this place. And in the past 2 years, it's like gone gangbusters. And that's without being allowed to go buy plants. That's with mostly being on lockdown. We've got all the excuses you do. The question is, do you believe in your excuses or do you believe in you? Because excuses are always about the middle. Write that down. Excuses are always about the middle. And I'm all about me. See, the state of happy, loving teacher goes, rightio, I want to teach something. I'm in the mood. I've got gold on the brain right now. And I got a guy who's in Dream Driven Day I want to reach out to. And so I give him a little poke. Got 2 minutes? Got 2 minutes? No reply. After 2 minutes, I go, screw it. I'm out of here. Love ya. But I'll put the gold up here for you to get later. You see, the state of loving teacher doesn't wait for him to answer. The state of loving teacher goes, rightio, let me put the gold up here so that he can get it whenever he gets it. I'll give him a poke. I'll tell him, look, I put this up. It was inspired by you and something else that I got going on right now. But the state of loving teacher doesn't wait to teach. Because I could wait till, well, they've got to lift the travel bans, and then we have to have people fly in to do that. Well, once they lift the travel bans, then I'll put up a page for people to come here so I can teach them in person, because that's how you teach people. See, I could buy into all sorts of middles and muddles, or I could just go, I teach. You see, when you're frantic, it's because you're buying into middles. Whenever you're having fun, it's because you've moved to the end. My reaction to her yum. That's an end. That's a Joseph Goddard, a Joey G. All right, that's one of the 5 to 10, 6 to 12 things I've imagined it before getting out of bed this morning. Her yum. You know how fun that is? If you're doing this right, you're discovering play is the way. If you're letting the vine grow wild, your garden's going to look like crap and it's going to drive you nuts, no matter how nice it is. Because there's always some middle to muddle with you. It's because when you're imagining middles, right, there's how it can happen, how it couldn't happen, how you get lost. What else could happen? Oh my God, I never even considered that. You realize 3 years ago, nobody even considered a worldwide loogie? Well, we got one. By the way, 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago now, I'm not good with maths, nobody considered a World Wide Web. Let's go 40 years back. What the hell? Let's go 30 years back. Because it was probably about 25 when I got on the internet, 25 years ago. See, I had PTSD. Right? I decided I didn't want to work for anyone anymore. I didn't trust people. I trust me. See, I got PTSD by being beat to death in a prison riot. Right? 4 months or so on the job. I was a rookie. We had one of the 3 worst prison riots in U.S. history at the time. I was right in the middle of it all. Got PTSD. Why? Because I was imagining teaching. I was not imagining being a prison guard forever. I was imagining doing it as a way to get by, right? I manifested up a middle. I didn't imagine... Anyway, I imagined teaching, and here I am, teaching. I had the time to get into the internet. I had the time to study things. I had the time to study human behavior, because PTSD, as far as I'm concerned, is the imagination totally out of control. Meanwhile, here's what I want you to do. Stop. Just stop. Notice that you're the silence that's always there. What you truly are is unconditioned awareness. And as soon as you start conditioning it, you determine the conditions of your life. Write that down. What you truly are is unconditioned awareness. Your awareness of being is God. How you are aware of being, how you condition the awareness of you. How are you aware of money? It's out there and other people have it, man. I'm just trying to grab my piece of the pie. You could do that. Or you can notice, right, I own a pie factory. Every day I wake up to half a dozen pies. Rightio. I'm always waking up to pie. And by the way, some days pies are sales. Some days pies are questions. But loving teacher, that's a state. So is successful loving businessman. I got plenty of all the good pies showing up. Sometimes it takes a pie a couple days to show up. You see, just because you haven't doesn't mean you can't. Just because yesterday you burped doesn't mean today you're going to fart. What are you giving life to? Here's my suggestion. Stop and be still and notice where you're on autopilot. Stop and be still and turn it off. Notice how it'll want to start back up and just let it turn off again. Notice how it wants to start up and let it turn off again. We call this pruning the vine. Stop and be still. Notice you are the stillness. You're the ocean. All the waves are inside of you. So is all the stuff the waves push around. But here's the cool thing. When you stop and you notice you are the silence, let's call that the ultimate yum. And you know what I love? I love noticing when people experience the ultimate yum. They all go, just like Victoria does with the meal. How would I experience you experiencing the ultimate yum? That's what I'm imagining right now. If you got gold, dive deeper. One of the things we got I don't talk about a lot is the Anxiety Eliminator. If you go to freeneville.com, that's FREENEVILLE.com, one of our sponsors, my website, and you type in the word anxiety, you'll get some gold. And that Anxiety Eliminator is all about what we call the I don't know zone. And here's the thing. Whenever you really get, oh my God, who you are and how this works, you play in the I don't know zone in the coolest ways. So that's what I got. Have a lovely day. If you got gold, I just told you that. You know what to do. And of course, you can always join us in manifestingmasterycourse.com. This is the voice of Mr. 2020 coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. All rights reserved. Have a lovely day. See ya.